Sometimes, true courage is revealed not in grand wars or flashy battles, but in the quiet, desperate moments when innocent lives hang in the balance. Today's story is one that will keep you on the edge of your seat, an epic rescue mission where a group of villagers and a determined rescue team faced off against one of nature's deadliest predators, a massive python, in order to save a helpless cow. Stay with us until the end, and if you love stories of bravery, compassion, and triumph over fear, make sure to subscribe right now so you never miss another powerful tale. It was an ordinary morning in the small rural village, the kind of morning where farmers walked to their fields carrying tools. The air was filled with the sounds of birds, and the cattle grazed lazily near the edge of the forest. The village had always lived in harmony with the surrounding jungle, respecting its dangers and appreciating its gifts. But on this particular day, an event unfolded that would soon be told and retold as one of the most courageous acts of the villagers, a battle between man and beast, a desperate fight to save one innocent cow from the crushing grip of a monstrous python. The cow, a young and healthy one, belonged to an elderly farmer named Ramesh. Ramesh was well respected in the community, not only for his years of hard work but also for his kindness and generosity. He treated his animals like family, often talking to them as though they understood every word. That cow was not just livestock to him, it was his companion, his source of milk, and a creature he loved deeply. That morning, the cow had wandered slightly farther than usual into the grassy edge of the forest to graze on some fresh shoots. At first, it seemed harmless. The sun was rising, the dew sparkled on the grass, and everything was peaceful. But in the silence of the undergrowth, danger lurked. A massive python, easily more than 20 feet long, had been silently watching. Its thick, muscular body was coiled under the shade of the trees, its tongue flickering in and out as it sensed the warm-blooded prey drawing closer. Pythons are ambush predators. They wait patiently, sometimes for hours, until their prey is close enough to strike. And in a split second, when the cow bent its head down to chew some grass, the jungle erupted with violence. The python launched itself forward, wrapping its powerful coils around the unsuspecting animal. The cow let out a terrified cry, a loud, echoing sound that sent chills through the nearby fields. Birds scattered from the trees, and farmers who were working nearby froze in shock. Ramesh, who had been not far away, heard the panicked cry of his cow. His heart raced. He knew instantly that something was terribly wrong. Dropping his tools, he sprinted toward the sound, shouting for help as he went. Other farmers, hearing his cries, ran alongside him. When they reached the edge of the forest, the sight before them was something none of them would forget. The cow was on the ground, struggling, its eyes wide with terror. The python's body, thick as a tree trunk, was coiled tightly around it, squeezing with unrelenting force. The cow's cries grew weaker as the snake constricted, cutting off its air and crushing its ribs. The villagers knew they had only minutes. If they didn't act quickly, the cow would be dead. Ramesh dropped to his knees, his hands trembling. "No, no, not my cow," he cried, his voice breaking. His neighbors placed a hand on his shoulder, steadying him, but their faces were pale with fear. Few men dared to face such a beast. Yet in that moment, compassion outweighed fear. The villagers quickly sent word to the local rescue team, a group of brave men who had trained to handle situations involving wild animals. Within minutes, the team arrived, armed with long sticks, ropes, and nets. They knew the python was deadly, but they also knew that their duty was to protect both human life and innocent animals. The leader of the rescue team, a man named Arjun, assessed the situation. His sharp eyes scanned the massive snake, the tightening coils, and the fading strength of the cow. "We have no time," he declared. "If we don't act now, the cow will die." The plan was dangerous but necessary. They had to distract the python enough to loosen its grip, then quickly pull the cow free. It required perfect timing and nerves of steel. As the team got into position, the villagers formed a circle around them, their prayers rising into the air. One rescuer jabbed a stick at the python's head, trying to divert its attention. The snake hissed angrily, its tongue darting, its eyes cold and unblinking. Another rescuer used a long pole to pry at the coils, but the python's muscles were like iron bands, unyielding, relentless. The cow groaned weakly, and Ramesh shouted, "Please, save her. Don't let her die." The team redoubled their efforts. Sweat poured down their faces as they struggled against the raw strength of the beast. One man managed to slip a rope around part of the python's body, pulling with all his might to loosen the coils. The python thrashed violently, its tail whipping through the grass, striking the rescuers hard enough to knock one to the ground. Yet they did not back down. Minutes felt like hours as the struggle continued. The python tried to drag both the cow and itself deeper into the forest, its instincts driving it to protect its meal. But the rescuers stood their ground, refusing to give in. With a final coordinated effort, several men grabbed the snake's body and pulled, while another group tugged desperately at the cow. Finally, with a tremendous heave, the cow slipped free from the python's coils. The animal staggered to its feet, gasping for air, its sides heaving. Ramesh rushed forward, tears streaming down his face, hugging the cow's neck as though it were his own child. The villagers erupted into cheers, relief flooding their hearts. But the fight was not over. The python, furious at losing its prey, turned its massive head toward the rescuers, its mouth gaping wide to reveal sharp, curved fangs. It lunged, striking at the men who had dared to challenge it. For a moment, panic surged through the crowd. But Arjun, with steady courage, stepped forward, his net in hand. With perfect precision, he cast the net over the snake's head, while others pinned its body with poles. The python writhed, its enormous muscles surging with power, but the team held firm. Inch by inch, they secured the beast until at last it lay subdued, trapped and harmless. The villagers stared in awe. They had just witnessed a battle that seemed almost unreal, a clash of human determination and nature's raw force. The cow was alive, shaken but safe. The python, though dangerous, was not killed. Instead, the rescue team would relocate it deep into the forest, far from the village, where it could live without threatening livestock or people. Ramesh fell to his knees, his hands clasped in gratitude. "You saved her," he whispered, looking up at the team with tear-filled eyes. "You saved my family." Arjun placed a hand on his shoulder and said firmly, "We did what was right. Every life is worth fighting for." That day, the story of the courageous rescue spread far beyond the village. People from nearby towns came to hear about the great python and the men who fought it to save one helpless cow. The tale became a legend of bravery, compassion, and unity, proving that when people stand together with courage, even the fiercest challenges can be overcome. This story reminds us that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the determination to act despite fear, especially when innocent lives are at stake. The rescue team didn't fight the python for glory, but for love, compassion, and the value of life itself. If this story inspired you, share it with your friends and family so they, too, can witness the incredible power of bravery and unity. And remember, stay subscribed, because more stories of courage, sacrifice, and hope are coming your way. Be part of this journey, and together, let's keep spreading the light of humanity.